Buongiorno ragazzi and welcome to a new Italian 101 video. In this one we're going to do two simple topics together. Numeri, ci sono, numbers, and then there are. The numbers we're going to do first just from 0 to 10. I am simply going to show you the word for each number and then pronounce them. Please pronounce them with me. Zero. Remember the strong Z. Zero. Uno. Remember the open strong vowels as well. Uno. Due. Tre. Quattro. This one has a double T, right? So we need to do the little pause. Quattro. Cinque. Remember, C with I has the soft sound. Cinque. Sei. Sette. Otto. Nove. 10. Let's do them together one more time. 0. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Good. And on to our next topic, which is also quite simple, but very important.
This works.
So,
In English, as you guys know, there are two expressions that we use
for saying
to say that
stuff
things are
is
located in a certain
we have
place
there
or
is,
space.
and we also have there
is and there are.
Let me show you a
for
couple
example,
examples
we
of
can say
these
that there
expressions
is
in English. For
a
example,
professor
you
in
can
the
say
classroom.
there is a professor in the classroom.
And we can also say that there are 10
and you
students
can also say there
in
are
the classroom.
10 students
There
in
is
the classroom.
a professor.
Notice that I said there is when I
now,
was talking about a professor.
Think a little
and
bit
there
about
are
why
when I was talking
I said
about
there
10 students.
is when I was talking about a professor, professor.
How do we know
and there
whether
are
we use
when
there
I was
is
talking
or
about
there
the
are?
10
Well,
students.
it depends on the number of things we're referring
basically,
to.
it's because the number of things
there is a door in the
changed,
classroom. There
right?
are 4 windows. So
when the number of things we're talking
about
is
when
singular,
we're referring to
use
one
there
thing.
is. There is a door in the classroom.
We use there are when we're referring to more than one.
There is
or if you want to be technical about it,
outside.
there is for
and
the
when
singular,
the number of
there
things is more than
is
one, when
plural.
it's plural, we say there are. There are 4 windows in the classroom. There are.
Now in Italian,
in
we have two
there are
expressions
many rooms
that work in exactly the same manner.
The cool thing about
we have c'è.
The Italian version of this is that it works exactly in the same manner.
Notice how I
English.
wrote it. It's a C and apostrophe.
means
and
basically
then
there is.
E with
so we
an
use it
accent,
for
right?
referring to one thing. When there is one thing, you use
c'è means literally there
and
is.
ci sono means there are.
So we use it
when there
exactly
are more
like
than one
we would
thing.
use there is in English.
It's very, very simple. For
and then
example,
ci
two
sono.
examples in Italian.
Let's
C'è
pronounce it again.
un professore nell'aula. Right? What
that
does
means
this
literally
mean?
there are.
Un
and we use it for
professore, as you guys know,
so let's do those two sentences, but
Aula
let's do them in Italian.
means classroom. And nel
C'è
in the.
un professore nell'aula.
A professor in the classroom, right? And c'è means there is a professor in the classroom. We use
and the rest of the
because
words we already
one
know.
Professor. Let's look at another
un
example.
professore nell'aula.
Ci sono 4 finestre nell'aula. Right?
Ci sono 4 finestre nell'aula.
Window. Right?
there
quattro
are
means
4 windows.
So 4 windows in the
right?
classroom.
So I use
It's
the
no
number
longer
quattro,
one
which we just
thing,
learned.
right? It's more
I
than
also
one
use
thing.
the
Four
plural
windows.
of finestra.
So we say ci sono.
Remember,
Ci sono
rule
quattro
A goes to
finestre nell'aula.
And I used ci sono because I'm no longer referring to one thing, but to 4, right? So I have to use the equivalent of there are, not the equivalent of there is. Okay? It's quite simple. C'è means there is. Ci sono means there are. Okay?
So I already
now, let me
said
explain
that this works
in a little bit more
exactly like
detail
it does in English.
For those of you who want to understand
But I want to look at this
more clearly.
in a little bit more
Ci
detail so that you can see that
there,
it's actually
right?
exactly the same way. Okay?
And if you
'Cause
recall
I think this will help
from
you
last
learn
lesson,
it.
e
So
and
ci
sono
in
come
Italian
from essere,
means
from the verb
there,
to be, from essere. So
right?
E
And then we already know what
means
e
is,
and sono
right?
mean.
Remember, that's
They
the
come
one
from
that goes
essere.
with Louis.
Remember that verb
right?
essere that we did a lot?
So e means
Io
is.
sono, tu sei,
And
lui
then
è,
sono means
noi
are.
siamo, voi siete,
Because that's
loro
the
sono.
one that goes with
So
loro.
e comes from that verb, and we
That
know
is
that
why
it
c'è and
means
ci
is,
sono are
right?
the exact
It's the form
equivalents
for
of there
lui
is and there
and
are,
lei.
right?
And then sono
And why do we say
is
c'è
from
and
loro
not
and it
ci
means
è?
are.
We're simply doing a
right?
contraction.
They
like in English, we say
So,
instead of I am.
ci
right?
è
That's the reason
means
why
basically
it
there
has
is. Ci sono
the
means
apostrophe.
there are.
So
And
this
the
is a
thing
more
with
detailed
ci è is
explanation.
only that
But the
we
important thing is
stick
to
those
remember
two words
simply
together,
that
right?
c'è
Because
means
Italians
there
like
is,
to speak quickly. So
and
they
ci
say
sono
c'è
means
instead of ci è.
there are.
But it's exactly the
Okay?
same thing. C'è,
So now let's
per
practice it
esempio,
a little. I'm going
un
to give you
pennarello
some
sul tavolo.
sentences in which we're
Tavolo
going to have to
vuol dire
choose
table.
between the two
Okay?
alternatives.
Un
C'è
pennarello
o
sul
ci sono?
tavolo.
Vediamo.
Cosa pensate,
C'è
ragazzi?
o
C'è
ci sono
ci
un
sono.
pennarello sul tavolo? Cosa ne pensate,
Un
ragazzi? What do you
pennarello.
think?
One marker, right? It's one thing.
So it's
c'è,
un
c'è.
pennarello. I hope you remember
sul
that's a
tavolo.
marker.
There is one
Sul tavolo means
marker
on the table.
on the table. Tre
One marker on the
professori
table. C'è o
nell'aula.
ci sono? Well, it's
C'è
one marker,
o ci
right?
sono?
So it's c'è,
Cosa ne pensate? Sono tre
right? There
professori.
is
Plurale.
a marker
vero?
on the table. C'è
Dunque,
un pennarello sul
ci
tavolo.
sono. Three professors. So
Prossima
there
frase.
are
C'è
three
o ci
professors
sono
in the
3
class.
professori nell'aula?
Due penne nello zaino.
3 professors in the classroom.
C'è o ci sono?
C'è o ci sono? Cosa ne pensate?
Ci sono.
It's not
right?
one professor. It's 3.
Due penne nello
right?
zaino. Two
Ci sono.
pens
Ci sono
in the backpack. So
3 professori
there are
nell'aula.
two pens in the backpack.
Because it's no
Ci
longer
sono.
one thing, it's 3. Right?
Un quaderno
One, we use
sulla
ci sono.
scrivania. Remember, scrivania means desk.
C'è
So
o ci
one
sono 2
notebook
penne nello
on the desk.
zaino?
You already know the
Depends
answer
in the
is c'è,
backpack,
right?
right?
C'è un quaderno
C'è
sulla
o ci sono?
scrivania.
Cosa ne pensate?
Un orso nello zoo.
Ci sono,
A bear in the
ovviamente,
zoo.
right? There is.
There's only one
obviously.
bear.
There
C'è
are, sorry.
un orso nello
There
zoo.
are 2 pens. It's more than one. So we
Tre
use ci
cani
sono.
a casa
Ci sono 2
mia.
penne
3
nel zoo.
dogs.
C'è o
in my
ci sono un
house.
quaderno sulla
This is not my case,
scrivania?
actually. I have no dogs.
I hope that you remember that scrivania
because I love
is
them,
a
but,
desk and
I have a
quaderno is
small
a
apartment and I
notebook.
live
So
in the
one
city. It's only
notebook
an example. But tre cani a casa
on
mia.
the table,
What do
on
you
the
think?
desk.
C'è o ci sono? But
C'è o
tre
ci
cani,
sono?
it's more than one
Un quaderno,
dog,
dunque,
right?
c'è
It's actually
un
3,
quaderno
so
sulla
it's
scrivania.
ci sono.
Ok?
Ci sono tre cani a casa mia. There are
C'è o ci sono un
3
orso nello
dogs
zoo?
in
A
my
bear
house.
in the zoo.
7 studenti
have
nell'aula.
only one
You
bear
already
per
know
blue
the answer
bears.
to this one.
Sad.
Right? Ci sono.
But the important
7
thing is that it's
students.
c'è, right?
plural,
C'è
so
un
ci
orso
sono.
nello zoo.
And
They only
again,
have
ci
one,
sono
right?
means
So
there
there
are. So
is.
ci sono 7 studenti
a bear in
nell'aula
the zoo.
means there are 7
C'è o
students
ci
in the
sono 3
classroom.
cani a casa mia?
A couple more
3
examples. 2 libri
dogs
sullo scaffale.
in my house.
Uno scaffale
Sadly,
vuol
this is
dire
not the
a
case.
shelf.
I don't have any
right?
pets because
So
we
2
live
books
in a
on
tiny
shelf. Books. So ci sono,
apartment in
right?
Manhattan.
Ci
But,
sono 2 libri sullo scaffale. And
you
then
know,
c'è
one
o
can
ci
dream.
sono
I
una
really like
finestra nella
dogs.
stanza.
3
Una
cani a casa mia.
finestra. only
C'è o
one.
ci sono? Cosa ne
So
pensate,
c'è
ragazzi? What do you
una
think?
finestra
Well,
nella
clearly
stanza.
it must be ci
And one
sono,
last example. Let's look
because
at this one
it is
more
3
carefully.
dogs.
Molti
Right?
studenti a ostos.
C'è o
Now,
ci sono 7 studenti
molti
nell'aula?
means many, right? But even if you
7
didn't know
students in
that,
the
if you
classroom.
look at studenti,
Ci sono! Ci
you
sono,
will
certo.
notice that it's
There
plural,
are 7 students
right?
in the classroom.
Because the singular, the word that
C'è
means
o
one
ci sono
student,
2 libri
is
sullo scaffale?
studente,
I hope you remember
ending in an
scaffale
E.
is
And if you follow the rule we studied
shelf,
for the plurals, right, you will notice
and libri,
that
that's
this
the
I at
plural
the
of
end of
libro,
studenti
so
means
2 books.
students. It's a
Ci
plural.
sono
So it's
2 libri
ci sono.
sullo scaffale. There are 2
Ci
books
sono
on
molti
shelf.
studenti a ostos.
C'è
There
o
are
ci sono una
many
finestra
students.
nella stanza? A window.
So I hope you
in the
agree with
room.
me that this
One
topic today is
window.
very
C'è.
simple. C'è means there
C'è
is.
una
Ci
finestra
sono
nella
means
stanza.
there are. I am going
Ultima
to leave
frase.
you one
C'è o ci
little
sono molti
activity
studenti a Ostos?
for you to complete at home.
Molti studenti. So, studenti, is that plural or singular, guys? Cosa ne pensate? Well, I hope you remember that the singular is studente, ending with an E, and then studenti, ending with an I, is the plural. So even if we don't know what molti means, we would know that here it's ci sono, because studenti is students, right? But molti means many. There are many students at Hostos. Ci sono molti studenti a Hostos. Okay? Quite simple then. C'è means there is. Ci sono means there are. E questo è tutto, and this is it for today. Grazie ragazzi. A presto. Ciao ciao.